So at the end of a round, I could barely walk.
He came in because he was having trouble with golfing, and he had this big golf trip that he was working towards. So that was a goal he was working towards. He wanted to be able to golf without pain.
I actually started with my PA and asked about why I was having the tendonitis. And he had mentioned that it was because of lifting and specifically curls. Didn't check any other part of my body. And so I stopped doing curls and really heavy lifting for a year. And I asked him specifically if it was golf, because that's what's most important to me. And he said it wasn't golf. I actually have a couple coworkers who had some ailments, some issues around my age. And they just said, hey, Jay, you should just go try it out. So that's really what led me here.
It turns out he hasn't been able to do a full range of motion squat in years.
And I would work out, 3 or 4 times a week. So I was, trying to work out harder to try to figure it out. And it was really because of the lack of flexibility in my hips is what was causing the pain after a round. Emily's been great. She knew really my goal was essentially 3 months to get into shape for this big St. Andrews trip. What she had found out, it wasn't even the hip as much as it was my upper thigh.
So as we were working through some of his mobility restrictions, he's now able to squat more deeply than he has in a very long time. And he's able to do so without that pinching or that pain in the front of his hip that he's had for a long time.
Players aren't made at practice, right? You have to put in the work.
Jeremy did a great job of really taking ownership and knowing that he needed to do his exercises on his own at home, besides when he was in the clinic working with me.
What I did 4 to 5 times a week would do all of my stretches. And so I had foam rollers, bands, and then just general stretches you can do around the house. I actually go to the gym less now because I can do so much more at home. I'll do the weights and stuff at the gym, but I can do all my stretches, all my mobility exercises from home with $50 worth of equipment and not that long, 15, 20 minutes. That's it, which is great.
Part of that is just kind of counteracting just that day-to-day life stiffness that happens, right? So he works at a computer a lot, works at a desk a lot, like a lot of people do, right? So he really had to take ownership and do those mobility exercises consistently to see the results that he was able to get.
I literally feel like 20 years younger. I really do. And the other thing I've noticed, because I have more mobility, I'm able to do more things. I've actually lost 12 pounds over the last 3 months. Last week was playing with a buddy I hadn't seen in a while, and I intentionally played in the rain to test for Scotland. On the first hole, I said, Jay, what is going on? You look so much more fluid, and I outdrove him by almost 50 yards.
We can help even with just minor aches and pains and just minor movement limitations. And actually, the sooner that we start to address those, the better off you're going to be as you get older. You're going to be able to maintain your movement and to be able to keep doing the activities that you love to do as you get older if you start addressing things when you're younger.
But really within the last month, it's been considerable amount of improvements. And where I'm seeing it the most is in my golf game. I mean, my swing speed is up 7 miles per hour. I'm hitting it close to 25 yards further, like carry distance. So that's been a game changer for me.